It's live now, so.
Oh, is that right now?
Yep. Yeah, put this here. Make sure I get all these brothers. God.
Yeah, I'm good right here. Right now. You listening to me? You good? You good?
I'm good. God. It's good on there, bro?
Yeah, we can speak. I'm not sure of the sound.
Cut the sound.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, come. All right, Akim. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles who rule well, who taught us this truth. And much love, greetings, and salutations to the tabernacle of David, the hopeful elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, pushing his gospel in sincerity and in truth. All right, we got the brothers from the Bay, guest brothers out here.
Shalom.
We just, linked up, to get in the spirit. And just, we're just going to go into current events and prophecy. As you all brothers know, if you're paying attention, it's a lot of things that are lining up, pursuing the prophecy, man. It's so much out there right now, man. And it should be building your brother's faith up. All right, because so much is going on. Esau is on his way down. He's losing his goddamn mind. All right, you got so much turmoil all over the world right now, man. All over the world. Okay, and gross darkness. So right now, we need to, be bringing these things out. Bringing out to the forefront because the Lord, He's making these things manifest, man. If somebody can get a second Ezra, was that 9?
You got it.
God.
This is second Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
God, and we base it off of the scriptures. All right, the times that we're living in, we determine it by what the scriptures say. What the Lord said from aforetime, was that Isaiah 42? He says he declares the end from the beginning. So all these words, that the Lord spoke, now we're seeing it happen, man. All right, World War III is on the brink. You're seeing upwards of the people all over the world right now. Down there, the caravan just so-called made it to the United States border, man. We don't know if they're gonna have they might put a media blackout on what's really gonna happen. Because we know what all that military build up down there, and we know how Esau play when it comes to those toys. He hates Jake, so hey, we don't know what's gonna happen, man. But it's just so much happening right now, man. All right, down there in Venezuela, hyperinflation, and that's what's generating the protests and the uproars of the people, man. People leaving Venezuela to go down to Colombia or to come up, join that caravan to go up to the United States. That's part of Jacob's trouble. That's actually happening with the Northern Kingdom, man. Y'all brothers got anything, scripture or y'all want to, jump in?
Yeah,
Feel free.
y'all keep reading down.
Come.
It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
And the end is manifest. All right. Basically, everything is being made clear. It's being made clear, what time we're in, man. The things that Yahushua told us to watch for, look for the signs in the heaven. It's going to be strange signs, strange occurrences. A lot of these so-called UFO chariot sightings, and that's becoming more common now. People, anybody at any second can pull out their phone and catch a chariot, man. That's the Lord. He's basically showing us, hey, look up for your redemption is drawing nigh, man.
Yeah, because it's only clear to the prophets, man.
Okay.
I like to use that word clairvoyant, man. To see clearly. All right, the prophets, the seers, man. The rest of the world ain't gonna get this truth, man. They ain't gonna get the signs that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is showing his servants, man. The end. All right.
I got a quick precept. This is Isaiah 16:1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Okay, what's the part of the gross darkness? Christianity, democracy, you know, the media that the so-called white man puts out.
Yeah.
You know, those are his devices that have the people, and you know, just totally in their, you know, personal bubble. You know, they're not in reality, man. All right.
Yeah, and to be in darkness, that symbolizes being in gross ignorance, total ignorance, man. Because people are totally oblivious to what's going on, man. They're just blinded by the attraction, the bread and circuses, the entertainment. You know, they resort to false religion. You know, Esau's false science. You know, these are all the different things that got these people trapped in darkness, man. The light that we have is Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, and this word, which is the light, and with this word, you're able to see. It's what gives us that prudence, man. It tells you in Proverbs, was that 22, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. That's because the prudent man, they can see in the light, man. You know.
Is Romans 11:7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Yeah, so you got 2/3 of Jake. They're caught up in that gross darkness. All right, that's why Jake is out there, just you know, still in the black unconscious community, ain't woke up out of that madness yet. Just through, you know, you got this clown nature boy. This guy, it just gets ridiculous with them dudes, man. This guy, he called himself Nature Boy. It's on World Star. This guy is talking about he allows his son to play with his rod. I mean, that just foolishness, man. And this is the type of shit that Jake is still dealing with. When we're totally in the end. Yahweh Shai is getting ready to come back. Esau is getting ready to come down, having a great wrath, and these niggas are still talking about black culture, man. You know, showing you that our people are still in gross darkness. All right, but hey, like the scripture just said, that's because the rest of Jake was they were blinded, man. Only the elect have obtained this wisdom.
Okay, quick precept.
Yep.
This is 2 Timothy 3:13. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived.
Yeah, and the things that's coming out from these different philosophies, man, it's just getting more and more ridiculous, man. It just gets more and more ridiculous. You even got Jakes that started to gravitate to this new doctrine that all so-called black people here in this country, they're you know, they're Native Americans.
Right.
And this is the Jerusalem is here in America. This is the land that we're supposed to be right here, and we're supposed to fight and take it back from the white man. It's just total, just everybody's getting more bugged out, man. And it's beautiful because the Lord is making this truth that much more narrow, man. You know, that's how he's creating that path to where not everybody can get in.
If I could say this, the Lord, he's putting out those traps for you other people to fall into these other wayward philosophies and doctrines.
Yep.
You know, them snares. You know, so when you try to go and tap into the Bible, try to understand the Lord, he set a snare for you, and you're not part of that elect.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Or Romans 11:7. You know, so that's why everybody's getting more and more bugged out, because Esau's pushing out more disinformation, and here in America, everybody's right. You know, your truth is relevant to yourself, so nobody's wrong, everybody's right. So you can believe on many different doctrines, many different philosophies, which are nothing but spirits.
Right.
So that's why these people, their mind is so messed up, even more and more, that we're going to the end. You know, and we're actually at the end of the world, Esau's world.
Right.
And that was it.
Hey, isn't that a philosophy too? That basically whatever it is the truth to you is the truth.
Right.
That's basically what they push, man. That free thinking spirit, and that's a demon, man. That's a doctrine of the devil, man. It tells you, according to the scriptures, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who could know it? And you telling people that whatever comes to their imagination and that's what they believe, that's the truth. man, that's total destructive, man.
What precept what you said?
Yep.
This is Isaiah 8:20. To the law and testimony, if they speak not according to this word, is because there is no light in them.
God, man. You don't speak according to what the word's saying, that's because you're in gross darkness, man. All right? And the Lord has it to where them strong delusions is on you that you, no matter what, you'll even defend those lies, man. You know? Even if somebody shine the truth to you, it's like shining a light on somebody whose eyes been closed for so long. So when they finally open their eyes, it hurts. So they're like, nah, I'd rather look in the dark, man. That light is too bright. You know, they want to be comfortable. And then Yahushua speak about that. He said, men would rather come into the
Men of the spirit.
It's John 3 and 19. I'm sorry, 18. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already.
And that's 2/3 of Jake. They don't believe on Yahushua, man. If they believed on Yahushua, they would do the things that he said, man. All right, and I'm talking about even you dudes that know that you Israelites, man. A lot of y'all don't believe in Yahushua because you do what the hell you want to do. You got guys marching on Capitol Hill. What the hell you doing that for, man? When did Yahushua tell the disciples to go and mount up and go and march down on the judgment hall? You know, that's not biblical, man.
You going down against that?
It's going down to Egypt for hell. Like, what are you down there protesting for, man? You know. Go ahead.
Because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of Yahweh, and this is the condemnation that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil.
And they're comfortable. That's why they don't want to come into the light. They're comfortable in their wicked deeds, man. Jake want to get off on popping other dudes' women. He want to get off on popping drugs, you know, whatever. I don't even know what drugs they into today, man. You know,
They got the opioids. Epidemic.
Right.
Opioid. They just the FDA just passed a new opioid that's 10 times more powerful than fentanyl, and fentanyl exceeds the level of strength than you can get from any prescription. Because it's a horse, it's a drug for horses. Now they're making some shit that's even stronger than that. Then you have a synthetic marijuana that's going around killing people, and then you also have a crystal meth that's springing back up. So you have all these different drugs, serve lean, which are all opioids. You know, everybody's mind. More importantly, the drug of America. You know, that's totally just destroyed everybody's head. That wine, that philosophy. That's why I tell you that the nations were angry and the nations were mad because they drunk of that Babylonian juice. And what you're seeing now is everybody that's drunk that Babylonian juice, those philosophies, those doctrines. Now you're starting to see Esau. You're starting to see the side effects. Like the pharmakia, right? If you get his prescription drug, initially it will mask the symptom, but then 2 weeks after you've been taking it, then you start, oh, my kidneys hurting, my arm, you know? That's the side effects. So that's why it's all messed up. But that side effect is wearing out, that juice is wearing out, that wine.
Because it's no benefit in the cure, because if you give people the cure, they ain't gonna have to buy it no more. It's the money is in like the brother said, the prescription, because it just eases the pain for the moment, and then you got to go back to it, and then you got to refill it.
Yeah, it's called, they treat you.
Right.
It's a treat, not a cure.
Yeah, and if you do find a cure, the FDA, they don't want you to find no cures. You can get locked up for curing yourself, man. They want you to rely upon their prescription drugs, which is a slow death, and get paid off of slowly killing you. You know?
Right. Or if you find yourself not guilty in the Supreme Court, they come to kill your ass, man.
Right.
You know, they did it to a whole lot of holistic doctors, man.
Right.
Holistic physicians, I should say.
Yeah.
You know?
And if I could say this word is the true medicine, but according to John 3, they don't want this medicine because the Lord will heal them.
Right.
But they don't want the truth, you know. And you know what? The truth hurt. The truth is not well recognized.
Right.
You know, it's not something. The truth makes you change your ways. Because if you keep reading down there, it says that it's because their deeds were evil and that they'll be reproved.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Not easy to swallow.
They don't want to take that responsibility.
Correction.
They don't want to take the correction, you know. They're afraid of making that sacrifice. They're just too comfortable where they at, man. Instead of taking that initial step, you know. Because in this thing, man, you become a new creature. You done left everything, all your youthful lusts, your desires, all that. You got rid of that, man. You mortified your members. In order for you to come into the light, that's what you got to do. You got to kill off those desires, man. And a lot of people, they're not willing to give that up in this world, man. Because this world is all about lust. That's why it tells you, was that 1 John? Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Because the things that are in the world is about the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eye, the pride of life. Yep.
This Romans 12:2, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High.
Perfect, man. And it basically, you come with you have a whole new mind frame when you come into this thing, man. You're not thinking like the rest of the world. You know?
You're born again.
God.
You know what I mean? Your mind is transformed day by day. Paul spoke about it in 1 Corinthians 15, how he dies daily. What is that death talking about? I was talking about that carnal man. You know, because this world is about carnality. So when you come in this world and you understand, you start following the law, statutes, and commandments, you start seeing that there's a straight gate, which when you go into the word straight, it also means to constrain. Constrain from what? Constrain from all the wickedness that's in this place.
Right.
You know? Because you can get caught up. I mean, you can do anything here in Babylon. That's why the other nations come here, is because it's freedom. You know, they say America is about freedom, but it's not about freedom. It's about freedom to do wickedness. See, that's what really a Babylon is about.
Licentiousness. Basically, that whole liberal spirit of, man, I should be able to do what I want. I should have the right to do it. And they go out there and protest for it, or they, have some type of camp. It's all about basically doing as thou wilt. That Aleister Crowley slogan, man. You know, that's what America's all about, man. You know, but like the brother just quoted, we've been renewed in the spirit, man. We transformed. All right, and now we no longer live our will to the lust of man, but to the spirit, man, serving Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, if somebody can, was you done with that? Finish that and then get 1 Peter 4, like 4 and 1.
This is continuing John 3 and this is 20.
Yep.
For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved.
Mm-hmm. And that's what keeps, the 2/3 out, man, because they don't want to be reproved. And it showed you that in the past. They was always coming against the prophets, that was continual in our history, man. Jake rebelling against the prophets when the prophets were just the mouthpiece of the Most High. It was to get you on the path. Turn to the path, man. Somebody got that in Peter?
I got it.
Yeah,
You got it?
Peter, yeah. Start out.
It's 1 Peter 4 and 1. For as much then as Yahweh Shai hath suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin.
Yeah, basically you didn't sacrifice, those youthful lusts, your appetites, your lust desires. You crucified that, man.
Oh man.
You put that off, man. Just like Yahweh Shai, he was tempted, man. He was in the same sinful flesh that we have, but he was able to maintain himself, keep himself under subjection, to obey the Heavenly Father. That's how we ought to be as well, man. Not giving into that worldly lust, because that's what's out there, and it can get us, man. It get the best of us, man.
Yeah, because this flesh, Satan has control over this flesh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Lord, he gave him that power. You can read about that in Job. The Lord gave Satan that power to mess with your flesh, and you're not stronger in the flesh. That's why the scripture talking about walking in the spirit.
Right.
Because you'll be able to fight you fight the fleshly desires to the spirit. Because really, everything is spiritual. You fight everything in the spirit.
Right.
Ephesians the 6th chapter.
Yeah.
That spiritual battle. And that's why these people in the world are all messed up, because they're spiritually discerned.
Right.
They have no discernment. They have no discretion. They don't know. They don't even know left or right, basically.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. God. You go ahead, bro. Finish.
that he no longer should live the rest of his life, the rest of his time in the flesh of the lust of men, but to the will of the Most High.
And that's the example of coming into the light. You know, you actually coming in to the fold, man, and you putting everything off. All right, those that's not willing to do that, they the ones that want to stay in the dark, and that's why gross darkness covers them, man. They don't even see what the hell is going on, man. You know, Jake out there just running wild. You know, like the brothers was going into those prescription drugs. That's the thing now, getting high off of the drugs. How many niggas is dropping dead from that? Your favorite, you know, these rappers, they dropping dead. Mac Miller and a couple of other guys, man. You know, but they pushing that. That's a heavy demon within the industry that's influencing Jake, man. You know, they can't put that off. You know, and many other things that Jake gets into. You know, this thing takes discipline. You go ahead, bro.
For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walk in lasciviousness, lust.
Yeah, basically having a lack of control, man. Just running wild, doing things in excessive. You know, that's what Jake like to do, man. They like to overdo stuff. But that's the spirit of Babylon. It's decadence, man. Thou that are given to pleasures. Jake is in that same spirit, man. You know, you got everything at your disposal. You know, you got all this liquor, you got all these drugs, you got all this weed, the trees. You know what I'm saying? Every woman is a slut, so box is easily accessible. You know, you don't even care what woman, you know, if she got to do it or not. You know,
or if it's a training shit.
Yeah, Jake into that shit too.
Jake heavy into that.
Yeah, you know,
because once you open up yourself to Satan, especially with them drugs, that's what them drugs are. That pharmakia that opens you up to spirits.
Right.
You know, that's why you have people take drugs and all be bugging all out, saying shit, because they seen spirits, they seen all type of things. So if you do that, Esau puts more demons on you by doing that.
Right.
And then that's just a ongoing cycle, just being just messed up in your mind. Right. You know.
Yeah. I got some. You got some. I was you can get your precept. I was gonna have you read down to verse 5. But you can get your quick read.
Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8 through 11. Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said I, here am I, send me. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of these people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate.
Man. So basically, Jake ain't gonna see it until the destruction, man. You ain't gonna see it till the destruction.
Right.
All right, when you gotta face that death by pain, man. You know, it's because like it says in Ecclesiastes, a wicked person, man, you're gonna be a reprobate, and because you're not being judged, you know, because judgment is not being executed speedily, he's gonna continue to be a reprobate. You know, he'll continue to do what the hell you want to do. You know, go out there and you know, roll up every second, pop drugs, you know, pop these your homeboy's woman, you know, go out there and get into, you know, carnal nigga shit, you know, and instead of, you know, repenting and turning back, man, with remorse, man, you know, turning back to the Heavenly Father, man, seeking repentance. Okay, this ain't our rest right here, man. This place, while you trying to get high, Iran is talking about a total annihilation of the evil U.S. regime, man. They're literally vowing to, like, hey, we got to destroy America, man. That's the common denominator. That's the common problem of the earth right now. America is the problem. Okay, North Korea. They said they just tested some weapon. You know, everybody's basically going against what America has been pushing in the earth, man. Like a lot of these smaller countries, they like, you know what, man, your power is beginning to decrease, man. We don't have respect for you anymore, and plus we're building our nuclear arsenals. You know, so everything is all set up and ready for this place to go down. And you niggas, you simple ass niggas here in America, still just dull as hell, man.
Mm-hmm. They don't want to face reality. That's one thing Jake doesn't want to face, because Jake has the ability to understand the truth. They reject the truth. You know what I mean? So as you Jake, you 2/3 you Jake, you rejected the truth. Well, the Most High is rejecting you. You know, by giving you that strong delusion, by messing up your head. I got that.
So
No.
yeah, these niggas don't even have an awareness of, you know, Russia, China, Iran getting ready to fucking nuke this place, man. They ain't got no awareness of it, man. You know, they still stuck in their own, you know, little hood where they at, man.
Right.
You know, at least back in the '60s, you had the Cuban Missile Crisis, and you know, Babylon, you know, had an awareness of, you know, other countries, you know, in wartime, you know, over there in Russia, China, they, you know, them citizens know that the war is coming, man. Here in Babylon, man, you people are through, man. Just totally in la la land, man. You know,
Living in their own world, bro. Because Apostle Aramlab, he had I forget the name of the lesson that he did, but when he went live, he had brought up this term called normalcy bias, which basically it's a spirit, it's a state of mind that you have when, because something doesn't happen immediately from within your realm, you tend to believe that it'll never happen to you. You kind of put it off like, you know, I don't believe it's gonna happen. You know, and they basically they rationalize that in their own mind. They become like a scoffer in their own mind, and that's what keeps them a reprobate and keeps them doing the shit that they're doing. Because they don't think that evil is gonna return. You know, they have their head stuck in the sand. Right. You tell them, hey, it's a dust storm coming, while he got his head stuck in the sand, and he like, well, I don't see shit.
Right.
You know, because you all you see is that darkness in that hole. You're not trying to pull your head out the sand so you can see that dust storm coming. Man.
They're carnal man. They have to see things. You know? They have to see things physically, like right now, it has to happen right now, and that's what a Babylon is about, instant gratification. So there's nobody can wait for things. Like you can be driving in the car, right, and you got a stoplight, and the stop sign is red, or you got a stoplight, it's red, and it might turn green, and you might, you know, be looking at something. You might 1 second they already honking their horn at you.
Yeah.
Like damn, 1 second. You know,
patience.
No patience at all, because this is how this society is.
Right.
I had that precept. This is Ecclesiastes 8:11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Yeah, because you know Jake, and just like little children, when you allow a child to, you know, do certain things, but you tell them the certain things that you don't want them to do, and they'll test you. They'll as long as you ain't looking at them, or as long as they think you're not watching them, they're gonna do exactly what you told them not to do, just to see if they're gonna get a reaction. And when they see that, you know, you looking at them from afar, but you know they don't see you, so they just continue to do it. Like, well, he ain't watching me. I'm gonna just do it, and then out of the blue, you pop up on his little ass like, hey, you know, I was watching you, right? You know, so the Most High, he doesn't have to come down and tell you, hey, I'm watching you. You know, he ain't even got to do that. He could just allow you to just hang, you know, more rope, and then eventually you're just gonna hang yourself. But that's how the Most High do. You keep doing wickedness, and you develop that reprobate spirit, where you just continuously doing shit. And guess what? The judgment will just come upon you just out of nowhere, man.
Yeah.
Out of what's the Final Destination? You'll get a judgment like that, man.
Yeah.
What's that YouTube, man? Live Leak. You see how many people be going out on Live Leak, man?
All of a sudden,
It's just out of nowhere, like damn, how the fuck he died like that? You know? The previous minute you just thought you was finna just go to your destination, you already had it mapped out what you was finna get ready to do, you know? And then out of nowhere, a fucking crane just fall out of the sky and crush your shit.
Like that the video when a woman was walking down the street with her man and that tire
Came in, man, that bro.
I got a quick precept.
Con.
This is Proverbs 1 and 24. Because I have called and ye have refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. Because ye have set at not all my counsel and with none of my reproof, I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. When distress and anguish cometh upon you, they shall call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For they that
and the Most High, he gonna find it very amusing that you're going through that, and he knows that you're gonna try to call for him when you going through it. Like them people in those fires in Cali, they all trying to call for God now. They all trying to send up prayers. They all talking about some pray for paradise, paradise strong hashtag. You know what I'm saying? Just like they did last year in Vegas. Pray for Vegas. They all want to get religious and seek the Most High when shit get thick, you know. But just before all that, before the judgment came, everything was, you know, voila. You know, you just doing what the hell you want to do, man. The Most High ain't at all in your thoughts, man. You know. God.
Second Ezra 15-26. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction.
God, that's why when we hear about some fucked up shit happening to whoever, whether it's a Jake or a heathen, man, we give praise to the Most High. Y'all shot. We say, hey man, Mashapat, man. We know that was judgment, man. What did he do or what did she do? Right? You hear about some chick, you know, getting found with her head missing somewhere? Damn, Mashapat, man. She was a fucking hoe. That bitch, she stuck it out, man. You know? Hey, the Most High give you up, man. He gets you all out of nowhere, man. Hey, somebody get a Sirach 5 group.
I got it right.
You got that?
Yeah. You got it too? Go ahead.
It's Sirach 5-7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth. And
Hey, putting that off day to day, meaning, hey, like it said in John, because if you're comfortable in wickedness, you ain't gonna want to make that step. You're gonna just, and when brothers out there at camp, you know, we have certain jakes come by, and you know, we prophesy, and we give a warning, and they be acting like they interested, like damn, that's some real shit, but man, I got some money to make, or I gotta go, you know, get to get with the homies. You know, we got something popping, a function up the street. I can't really stay too long. That's more important than seeking this understanding, so you can get repentance, so you can save your get saved, man. You know, you put off the day of the Lord. You put it off day to day. That's why it says in Isaiah 11, so like Isaiah 55.
Make no turn.
Make no turn to turn to the Lord, man. Seek the Lord now while he may be found. Jake don't do it, man. Too caught up in pleasure. So we hear about a judgment going forth. Hey, you had time to get right, man. You Jakes out there ain't got no excuses, man. Go ahead,
Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
Man, in the day of your security. That when you in your security, that means you feel like you're secure. You feel like you're in a comfort zone. You know, you're safe from fear. You know, that the least thing on your mind is something evil when you're in a comfortable state. Con.
You were just taking number. You can have number W's.
Yeah.
So-called blessings, so to speak, in the world.
Man.
You're on the top of the world.
Right. Everything.
Next thing you know, you get your head lopped off. You know,
It happens.
It says suddenly. The scripture said it said suddenly. So it's gonna be like, even though it's really not sudden, because the Lord, He gives you certain signs and get your ass right back in order.
Yeah.
But you know, the scriptures say that evil man understand not judgment.
Con.
So they don't even know that they're getting judged. You know,
Right.
and then next thing you know, boom.
So.
Well, just like the nuclear missiles, that's what's going to happen here in Babylon. You know, Babylon's going to be overtaken, and they're going to be like, "Damn, how did that happen?" It's all of a sudden, you know.
Yeah, Jake, they do have conscience, you know.
Right.
You got wicked ass Jake, you know, Esau ain't got no conscience.
Right.
Esau ain't gonna know because he's the wicked. But Jake, you know, they caught up in wickedness, you know, drug dealing and shit, you know, killers, thieves, you know, they got a conscience, man. You know, they gonna like, hey, shit, Lord gonna, you know, fuck my ass up, you know.
Right.
But they can't get out of it because the Lord hasn't woken them up because they're not a part of the elect, man. Because that's what it's coming down to, man. That's what it came down to since the foundation of the earth is for the elect, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And they couldn't help themselves even back during the time of Noah.
Right.
Most High had them in that state just for that purpose. He already had Noah in mind and his family. Hey, y'all gonna, you know, and he saved Noah and destroyed everybody else because they was in that same spirit, man. You know, they was putting off the day. You know, Noah was out there prophesying for over 100 years. Hey, the rain is about to come, and these people are like, man, what the hell are you talking about? Rain? Man, I'm about to go get married. You know, I got this wedding feast. You know, I'm about to, you know, there was a bunch of, you know, they just like this, the same things that Jake, you know, basically the world is into today. You know, banqueting, revelings, like it tells you it was at Romans the 13th chapter. Which those are the things that you're gonna be totally involved in. Like you're gonna always be partaking in these things when you're in close darkness, man. You know, so they were in darkness back then. Until when suddenly that rain came down and flooded their ass. You know, so hey, Jacob and these people, they put off the day of the Lord when those missiles are gonna come down. Just like they didn't believe the rain was gonna come, we tell them, hey, Russia is loading up. All right, they test firing missiles now. All right, they got hypersonic missiles. They got missiles that get over here in less than an hour. Jake, like, man, you know, they ain't gonna shoot those missiles. Oh, so they gonna just hold them as souvenirs. They gonna put them in museums somewhere. They ain't building up all that arsenal just for it to lay there, man.
Live missiles underneath.
Yeah. Why would the Most High put the spirit in them to generate all those weapons? And it not come to use. As for the Lord's purpose, it's His will, man. So like, yeah, that was you know,
that was it on that. I had another precept.
Come.
It's this First Thessalonians 5:1. But the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
Yep.
For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
A thief in the night, right? A thief in the night. You don't know a thief is coming. That's why they come in the night, where your vision is obscured.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately these people's vision is obscured. Their spiritual eye, to be able to see things that have that prudence, that foresight. They can't see these things, even though you got talks of Russia, going to war with Russia, Iran, China. The NATO just had big ass military drills. You have a storm out there on the East Coast that killed already like 9 to 10 people. You know, you got wildfires out in California. You literally got hell on earth, uprisings of the people. You know, there's all type of things going on in the EU. People want to break away from the EU. Macron, he wants an EU army, and that directly ties into biblical prophecy, where the beast shall hate the whore, Revelation the 17th chapter. So all the things are now clear, but even though that they're clear, right, they're only clear unto the righteous, you know, and everything else, like it tells you in what is that, Sirach with 38, I'll get it, how a stumbling blocks unto the wicked.
Yeah, that's truth.
Or 39 or 38.
Yeah, or the thief comes while you sleep, man. You know, these people will sleep.
Yeah, this is Sirach 39 and 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked.
Yeah, man, they don't see what they stumbling over, man. They can't even see. It's like you're blindfolded and you don't see what's in front of you, so you walking and you just tripping over what you can't see, man. You know, that's the prophecies. Okay. We're able, you know, the Lord, you know, call Allah Yabashim al-Shah for opening up our spiritual eye to see these things. That's why we're able to constantly go into these different current events. We're able to, because the scriptures tell you to watch. So we're supposed to watch for the prophecies, and we brothers go into the news articles and watch the news, and we keep up with what's going on, and we filter them through the scriptures, man. You know, and everything is lining up perfectly, beautifully, man. The way the Lord said it. Like the brother brought up about the dissension with the EU and America right now. The EU trying to figure out if they're going to continue supporting Iran, you know, with the trade, because America is making it hard for the EU. Like, hey, if y'all want to go and deal with Iran, just know that we still gonna be we're gonna make it hard for y'all. That's why they were trying to create these different alternatives to as far as trade. You know, to bypass using the U.S. dollar, because basically they're saying, man, we sick of the U.S. bullying us using that damn petrol, man. We got to create some avenues to go around that shit. But it's they kind of like, you know, they don't know what to do. But either way, it's furthering that conflict between the beast and the whore right now, man. You know, and Trump talking to the NATO crazy, y'all still need to pay up on that protection.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he on some real nigga shit.
Yeah. You know? That stout, he more stout than his fellow, just proud as hell, man. You know? So these things are actually happening, man, if you're paying attention. All right? Brother had three.
I got something. Bring it up.
It was more in that Romans, and this continuing Romans 11 and 8. According as it is written, the Most High hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. And David said, let their table be made a snare and a trap, and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their back always.
Yeah, as the Most High, you know, he's doing that to Jake, man. You know, keeping their eyes dark, and he gave them brothers called spiritual glaucoma. They can't see. You know, no matter how clear we make it to you, you know, when we do these breakdowns and you know we go into these prophecies, man. You know, Jake, you know, they still struggle, man. They can't see it. Show me that in the scripture where where it talks. You got Jake that come in and they end up losing faith and stop believing, man. Ain't no missiles in the scriptures. You know, ain't no such thing as UFOs. You know, they start backpedaling. You know.
I got a quick preset.
Come on.
It's Isaiah 29 and 9 says, stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For the Lord has poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and has closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers has he covered. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed.
Yeah, that's why there's certain breakdowns that you can't go into with like these mega pastors, church pastors, you know, even guys that call themselves Israelites, bootleg Israelites, man. You can't even go into certain breakdowns because they don't even know, you know. What's his name, man? He's bugged out too, man. Pastor Dowell, that dude is a straight bug out, man. Where they find that nigga at, man? You know? But he got a big following. That dude got over 100,000 subscribers, man. They see something in that dude. But this guy's telling you Job is an Edomite. The so-called white man ain't Esau, you know? He doesn't know what the mark of the beast is. You know, that's the example of the Lord putting. He's covering your seers, man. The prophets or the men that you look to, your leaders. The Lord is blinding them.
They're saying the book is still sealed.
It
And,
can't.
and the Lord told Daniel to seal the book, but then in Revelation, the 5th chapter, Yahushua, he broke the seals.
Yep.
You know, so he gave the understanding of the Bible, but he only gave them to the prophets.
Hey, was that 2nd Ezra 6, where it says that we shall all see together? 2nd Ezra 6 and like I think 18. Because we in that time now, man, and the Lord, he put the spirit on our apostles and their elders to actually break down the scriptures, the truth. You know? So the spirit is on, bro, is pouring in these last. You don't think the Lord's gonna? He told you in Matthew the 28th chapter at the end, he said he's gonna be with us even to the end of the world, man. You know? So the Holy Spirit is within brothers, man. We have that power. We have the spirit of understanding, man. And anybody that's saying, "Oh, don't know, man, got the 100% truth," that's because he doesn't have the Holy Spirit. Go ahead.
Second year.
Yep.
2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 20. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I.
And what world? Because it tells you up above, and was that the 9th verse? Esau is the end of the world. So we're at the end of Esau's world. His world is vanishing away. And as the Most High is bringing his kingdom down, the Lord is lifting up the spirit on Jake, man. He's pouring out his spirit, his breath upon the bones, man. You know, and he's giving us that understanding. And it is increasing more and more as we get closer. All right, the Lord is actually turning the spirit up, man. The closer we get,
Yeah,
you can feel it, man. You can feel it on brothers, man. The exhortation videos, the character building videos. You know, brothers getting more in the spirit of getting into tightening up the body. You know, thinking having that victory mindset. You know, that's the spirit, man. You know, brothers' confidence are being built up and elevated. You know, because the Lord, we see him, man. He's here, man, and he's getting ready to do something. We watching it, man. It's being made manifest. Go ahead.
And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show thee tokens. The books shall be opened before the
book shall be opened. It's not sealed anymore. Yahushua, he broke the seals. Yeah. He opened up the book. He gave us the understanding through the Holy Spirit. Go ahead.
The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together.
And we all shall see what our spiritual eye all together. Okay, and we're seeing the prophecies come to pass like it said it would. You know, a lot of brothers are coming in. You know, fruits coming in. You know, because we're in that time right now. You know, and more brothers is we come into a new batch of young brothers waking up and coming in, man. You know, because the Lord's starting to open up their minds now. All those that are part of the elect, but they were still, you know, because it tells you how at one point in time we were enemies of the truth. Before we saw this, we were, you know, out in the world doing the things of the world, but we didn't get to see it until the Lord eventually put his spirit, you know, poured his spirit out onto us, man.
Yeah, the scripture said that in time past you were Gentiles.
God.
You know, so we were Gentiles in the world, and then when we were alienated, we were being foreign. We were foreign. We didn't know about this. And then the Lord, he woke us up. Now we know. Now we come back to our nationality. Now we're born again, and then that same spirit is even intensifying. Yep. And it's being pushed out on the planet Earth. So you have more brothers that are waking up, even like this Generation Z, which would be like that's like a direct miracle. You know? That's a direct miracle because he banks on Generation Z pretty much being the next new generation to run everything. They're more acceptable to technology. They'll take the chips. Yeah. They're open to transgenderism. They have the most. They were brought up with technology already in their hands. You know, certain brothers we didn't have like cell phones and had that. We had to like actually come into it, but we still kind of rejected it because we remember like the old time. Yep. You know what I mean? But the new generation Z, they're like, oh yeah, put a chimney. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, let's do that. They're always looking for the next app. You know,
Babies get the iPhones at like 2 years.
right?
old.
Exactly. They know how to use it. You know.
Yeah, especially the generation you're talking about is full of followers. You know, they have no backbone and they don't think. You know, they're focused and they're zoned in. Like the brother said, technology, social media plays a huge role in their life, and they take it as the opinions of celebrities is the truth to them. You know, or is the truth. You know, because when they're on these social media, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, and all these different platforms, when if a certain celebrity says something like when Kyrie came out and said that flat Earth shit, it was a bunch of them started believing it, just because it's that person that they look up to.
Yeah, that's their real role model is the internet, which
Yeah.
is the so-called white man. Because the previous generation before that, you had crack, destroyed the family. So that whole especially talking Jake's family structure was destroyed, and then now Generation Z they grew up crack babies, they grew up cell phones, iPhones, computers, porn, you know, all type of manner of wicked. So their mind is all in that stuff. So it's a miracle that the Lord he's waking up. He's waking up those men, those elect, you know. And Esau's scared.
Yeah.
He's scared that we're standing upon our feet now, you know, because he did everything in his power to try to destroy us. So what we're doing right now is a direct, in direct opposition to the so-called white man and his hegemony, you know.
And that's why he's being weary in the multitude of his counsels, because he got to come up with different ways that he can cause Jake to fall, you know. But he's seeing that is being countered with the spirit, man. You know, you seeing us come out there, seeing young brothers come out there and denounce this world. That's a powerful thing, and that's really eating at Esau, especially the elite, the top, man. You know, like damn, like this ain't working, man. Put Tekashi, hurry up, man. Like you know what I'm saying? They gotta put these plants, these experiments out there to get Jake more bugged out. Those are all part of the snares of the devil, man. You know, to cast Jake from his excellency. All right, we got to put out, you know, Tekashi. We got to make sure he's out there. You know, put out these lame ass young niggas, man. You know, they don't want to get no young 15, 16-year-old Jakes waking up to this truth, man. You know, standing on their feet, you know, cussing this Edomite out, man. You know, the elect already got the victory, man. All right, they already overcame the wicked one. Okay, it's already written, man. Esau, you already got a prescribed hell. All right.
Yeah, this is 2 Corinthians 10:4. It says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High, to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations, and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach." You know, basically, Esau, there's nothing that he can do against this truth.
Yep.
You know, because the truth is pretty much destroying all the lies, and that's how Esau ruled. He ruled by a sword, which deception that's part of his sword.
Yep.
You know, because he deceives you, and that's an act of war. So how is that being counteracted by the Heavenly Father? It's through the truth. So the truth is what is quickening brothers. It's this word, and no matter if you were defiled in the word, because you can't, because you have to be everything is in the spirit. You know, flesh and blood cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven. So the Esau, since he's a carnal man, he thinks, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but the truth is counteracting and destroying all the lies. You know.
I got something for you. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 9. For inquisition shall be made into the counsels of the ungodly, and the sound of his word shall come unto the Lord for the manifestation of his wicked deeds.
Yeah, the sins have reached unto heaven. Because you have the angels that are actually telling the Heavenly Father everything that's going on. You know? And the Most High hears your wicked counsel, and he's throwing monkey wrenches in your wicked counsel. First and foremost, he's the one who set it up. He gave you that lion spirit. Okay, so all the New World Order, all your plans and how to destroy Jake, that's the Most High on the left hand side.
Yeah.
Okay, so Esau, he's weird with all these counsels because no matter what he does, the truth is increasing. More Israelites are waking up, and then he brings out something, and then you got 100 brothers on the video, just destroying that lie.
Right.
Bringing in subjection everything that comes against the Heavenly Father and His Son. It's truth.
Prophets are his angels as well, man.
Right.
All right, quick. This is 2 Corinthians 13:8. But we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth.
Yeah, all it does is give this truth more light. It gives it more exposure, man.
More publicity.
More publicity. Y'all trying to put out the whole black identity extremist thing, and of course, you have the carnal, the non-spiritual jakes that took that and didn't do what they should have done, but you got the men of the Lord that actually brought that to light, and we denounced that whole black identity,
Destroyed
the
it.
whole thing. We destroyed that shit, man. So Esau, even though he's gonna be the devil and try to put us in the boat anyway, but he can't use that against us. Anything this devil try to come with, the spirit always come with a counter, man. Every time. You throw that flat earth shit out there, brothers hop on that, destroy it through the spirit. We done with it.
On to the next.
Yeah, on to the next every time, man. Put whatever bugged out doctrine out there, we all over it, man. Because the Lord, He put us in trust with the gospel. All right, we're the true apologists. We're the real defenders of the gospel, man. All right, and we defend it with the sword, the spirit of the sword, which is the word, man. Okay. That was it on that. You had something?
Yeah, Hebrews 4:12.
Come on.
It's Hebrews 4:12. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So like brothers was going into, all these different wayward doctrines come out here, then brothers automatically get on it and cut all that up, because the word is of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, they hold weight because it's true. It's just gonna cut up everything else that's out there because it's all built on lies. It doesn't have any type of valid foundation. It's built upon sand. All the lies that Esau pushes out there, all these wayward doctrines that are out there, but the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you can never gainsay it. There's nothing that you can do against it, like the other scripture we brought up.
Yeah, I got something on top of that. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 16. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. So the videos, what we do that, Esau, pushes out his lies, the prophets, on the righteous right hand side of the, Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, be able to contend with that and basically, shut down all them lies, man. And Esau is pissed off, man. Esau is mad, man. We talking about the elites, man. The elites know what's going on.
Right.
The elites are the wicked Illuminati, the men of the Lord are the righteous Illuminati, man. If you can understand that.
Right. Well, the word elite, when you look into it, the word elite and elect, they're synonymous with each other. They're the same word. So Esau, he's the elite, the elect on the left hand side, which is allotted for destruction. And in Lord's will, we part of the right hand side, the elect, the elite, on the right hand side, which is the true light bearers. Because Esau's light is darkness, as the scripture say.
Right.
But his light is being stomped out as we speak, and we're seeing his light diminish. The whole spirit of America, the mirth of America is gone. Everybody's confused. Everybody's lost because that gross darkness is surrounding this whole landmass of America, man. The people's minds are messed up, and what do? They do certain things that show you that they're all messed up in the head. They don't take care of their body, They just do whatever the hell they want to do, which is detrimental to your life. They totally cast off spirituality and just dive deeper into Satanism. So this is where we're at, and the Heavenly Father, He sees all this, sees Esau's counsel, sees people, the wicked people of the earth. And he's going to throw missiles on it. He's going to shoot missiles at this place, man, and totally burn up the landmass of America. That's the time that we're in. And that's what ultimately, that's what we continue to push out, that vibration of destruction to the wicked and salvation to the righteous. Man.
Everybody got something? Everybody got something?
You go ahead.
Job 18:5. Yeah, the light of the wicked shall be put out.
Yeah, the light of the wicked, which light represents truth, right? But Esau's light is actually darkness. You know what I mean? If we can get Job 10:21, or we can finish that one about the shot.
And the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him.
Yeah, Esau's candle, Esau in its entirety is going to be put out. This whole Edomite way of living, which is propagated the whole planet Earth, women over men. So this place, Las Vegas, this place is totally confused. But this is like Babylon in its entirety, of all nations gathered together, just people just doing wickedness. Sinning is acceptable. It's actually encouraged.
Oh, yeah.
To be wicked is actually encouraged in a place like this. And what they do, they bring out that same vibration to wherever they're at. That's really the spirit of America. It's just over here, it's just intensified. You know what I mean? But that's really the spirit of America.
Yeah.
But that's about to be put out. All this BS is about to be put out very quickly. All right. Are all type of wild disasters are happening, and Esau, he can't do nothing about it. You know.
I got that Job. Job 10:21. Before I go whence, I shall not return, even to the land of darkness.
And this is the land of darkness. Job was prophesying about America, man, because Job is here through the spirit in the reincarnation. All right, because everything is reincarnated.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
And the shadow of death.
The shadow of death. You can die at any given moment here in Babylon. There's an actual shadow. Okay, around. There's a death angel that's just hovering around this place, and you can feel it. It's like an eerie feeling. Everybody knows that there's a judgment coming. Everybody knows that apocalypse, the end of the world. Everybody talks about that, to where they make light of it in videos. People talk like coffee talk, elevator talk. Oh, the end of the world. Out there in the Bay Area, everybody's talking about the big earthquake. They'll just come up to you and talk. Yeah, it's coming.
The
You know?
economic collapse, the crash, the dead bubble,
Right, all that. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 22. A land of darkness.
A land of darkness. So this place is a land of darkness. Go ahead.
As darkness itself.
As darkness itself. So if you try to quantify darkness, just look at Babylon. If you want to know what the far left is, right? If you have righteousness and you have wickedness, just going way left field. This is Babylon. This is wickedness. This is the worst it's going to get. It's going to get worse than this, but this is as worse as it can get. Until the Most High has to destroy it. Go ahead.
And the shadow of death.
Mm-hmm.
Without any order.
Without any order. There you go. Without any order. This place is totally void of order. And the scriptures say, let all things be done decently and in order. The Most High is all about order. The Most High is all about a righteous balance. And this place is totally a false balance. Go ahead.
And where the light is as dark.
So the light is actually darkness. Esau's light. You see? So Esau does have the light. He is the so-called light bearer. But his light is actual darkness. Which is wickedness, which is left-handed energy. Death, basically.
I got a quick. Let me get this one real quick. This is Psalms 82:5. It says, "They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth were out of course."
Yeah, everything's out of course. Everything's messed up. Well, it tells you that in Isaiah the 24th chapter. How the curse devoured the earth because they changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. So everything's messed up, and that's the reason why people are in so much stress, so much anguish. Well, the scriptures say that when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And then in the book of Maccabees, the first chapter talks about how when Alexander the Freak, his ass died, and 4 generals reigned, what wickedness increased in the earth. So if wickedness increases in the earth, what do you think is going to happen? Whatever you sow, you're going to receive that, and really, you're going to receive double. Because the scriptures say to give Babylon double. So you people are going to receive a double judgment. And that's why there's more natural disasters. That's why there's more fighting. There's infighting within the Illuminati. You have the far right, the far left, the Democrats, the Republicans, they're going against each other. Antifa, okay, these white nationalist groups, amongst more tension between Jacob and Esau, okay? Amongst more tension between the other nations that are totally defying the American power structure. They want to break away from the petrodollar. Okay, that's why this talks about a financial crash, a so-called financial reset. Because we're coming in a time of Jacob's trouble, man. We're here. We're in the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble, man. Look, there's a homeless crisis, there's an opioid crisis,
Man.
there's a financial crisis. I'm like, God damn, so many crises, you know? It's because the ultimate crisis was the nuclear missiles. They're surely on their way. Okay, was that it on that?
It's Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Yeah, here in Babylon, a light is looked at as wickedness. If you open up the Bible, they'll look at you like, damn, what you open the Bible for? Or you quote, even if you just quote a law in the Bible, they'll say that's evil.
Yeah.
Right before they just said that they love God, they read the Bible all the time. I read the Bible up and down 5-6 times.
You're like, who wrote that?
Yeah, yeah, they're gonna say, what Bible's that?
Yeah,
Well,
reverse
it's the King James 6011. Like, then they're gonna get on King James. Well, you know King James. Well, you know I like some of the Bible, but you know that was you know they gonna it's so many different excuses that they gonna bring up that we all heard.
Trying to bring out this hate. Oh, that's just hate. That's hate.
Hey, bro, basically, in this society, what it means to love is basically you're supposed to accept and tolerate any manner of wickedness. If you don't accept it, you're being hateful. If you denounce a certain lifestyle that's unclean, that's hatred. That's considered hate speech if you correct people living a death style. Because it really ain't even a lifestyle. These people are living a death style, man. Because all the ways that they're doing it leads them to death. You trying to basically when you tell them it's wrong, it's going off. You're trying to actually restore them to life, and they're basically trying to fan your hand like, no, no, this is the way. I believe this is the life. But like it says in Proverbs, the way of there's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. And people are in this society are being trained to go in that route, man. Whatever way you believe in your heart is right, just go with it. But it always ends up in death. Every time. Yeah. You're really being psychologically trained to live that way. No liberals and like they come out and put all this emphasis on women's rights and feminism and all this crap. And you telling these women it's all right, you can do whatever you want with your body. But these women, they go out and they abuse themselves. And then you wonder why the marriage rate, men don't even believe in marriage no more in this world. Because these women didn't got too much liberty. All right? All the STD rates, newly STDs that's killing people, the new hepatitis, it's always, every year it's a new STD. Because you people are filthy, man. And we try to tell you to repent from these things because they're leading you to death. But the white man Esau is right there telling you no. Being that serpent, to Eve, he's doing the same thing all over. And you people are y'all being beguiled by the serpent, man.
I got a quick preset real quick. This is Proverbs 8.
Get Job 24 and start at 12.
This is Proverbs 8:36. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death.
And it's like y'all trained to hate the Most High and receive your deaths. That's why death is just rampant in society. The shadow of death, man. That's why so much death happens. Because you hate the Most High.
Your judgments are increasing.
Yeah.
I was watching the news. I'm like, God damn. I'm like, shit, this is nothing but chaos. It's just storms and wildfires and mass shootings. They just found a serial killer who killed over 90 people. Yeah, he just going through a trial. It was a Jake. For like a couple of decades, like 30 years, he was just chilling.
It's a spirit of vengeance.
Yeah, the Lord had a spirit. He had a spirit of vengeance out there. and that's turning up.
Right, it's a lot of that.
It's turning. I'm like, damn, it's very really this society. If you look at it, it's a very scary society. At any given time, explosion can go off.
Right.
People can send poisonous substances in the mail. Well, you take your kids trick or treating. They had there's the candy laced with drugs,
Yeah.
with needles.
Pipes, yeah, stuff.
You know what I mean? You got child sex trafficking rings,
Man.
pedophilia rings, drug trafficking. I'm like, God damn, this shit wild. But this is actually America, you know.
They even got baby trafficking. It's yeah. It's just getting wild, man. It's getting darker. It's getting darker and darker, man. You know? That's why we hasten the day to get the hell up out of here, man. You know, but you people, y'all want to stay in there, y'all. You jinx, yeah. This is what y'all like. You know, this is what you live for. You make America great again, huh? Go vote, huh?
Every vote counts.
Every vote count. Vote or die, right?
I put the stickers and shit.
All right, then. You know,
Yeah, but that goes to show you. It says that they love death.
they love death.
So
God.
the Lord's gonna give you what you want. Well, the Lord gonna give you what you love.
You right. Hey, man, since you just said that, since you just said it, you might as well go in and.
It's being made evident who's for the Yahweh Shemashai and who's against them.
Right.
And you can't be indifferent. Yahweh Shai even said that. You know, Revelation the 3rd chapter about being hot or cold. And you see these people are told they're not even cold anymore. They frozen. They totally just rejected any inkling of Yahweh Shemashai. But they accepted Cesar Borgia. What Cesar Borgia, like you were saying earlier, is about loving. The idea of love in this society is to accept everything. The acceptance love.
No judgment.
No judgment, no rebuke. I say no rebuke policy in Babylon. 'Cause everybody's right. You can't tell me no. Today's a Monday. You know, I can say no because I can make up an excuse why not today's Monday. I want to believe it this way.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm right, or you're right, he's right, nobody's wrong.
Let me get this. This is Sirach 15 and 17. It says, "Before man is life and death, and whether him liketh shall be given him." And y'all, hey, it seems like y'all have a liking to death.
Damn.
Y'all love death more than life. You know, because it just shows in your actions and your mentality and the fact that you keep fanning your hand and you know, coming against the Lord, man. You know.
Go back to Proverbs 1. To laugh at your calamity, man.
Yeah.
It's Isaiah 8:20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
Yeah. And like it says in Proverbs 13, he that despiseth the word shall be destroyed. You know, this world is being programmed to really hate. That's why they're trying to outlaw the scriptures in different places, man. I think in California, actually.
Yeah, they're trying to do
The
that.
governor, he was like trying to outlaw the Bible. That was I think earlier this year, last year. You know.
Yeah, you got the Catholic Pope saying he's the devil.
Yeah.
Saying all kinds of crazy shit, man.
Oh well, they had out there in Little Rock, Arkansas, they put the Baphomet statue.
Yeah.
And this was a God-fearing Christian a Christian society. Why would you put a Baphomet? That's like direct opposite of like righteous. You know what I mean? It's like a straight up androgynous demon. Pretty much the devil. You know what I mean?
Also in Detroit, I believe.
Oh, they got it in
I
Detroit too.
think they put one in Detroit too.
Yeah.
And they call that Little Rock, Arkansas, the spirit of America. So that's the actual spirit of America, man.
That is
You know?
the spirit of Babylon. Yeah. Did you
I got that in Job.
get that?
This Job 24:12.
Sorry, that's like your 13.
Job 24:13. They are those that rebel against the light. They know not the ways thereof, nor abide in the paths thereof.
Mm-hmm. Hey, they know not the paths, man. They don't know the light. You know, all they know is just their flesh. All they know is what Esau told them.
Right.
All they, you know, well, if it says it in Esau's textbooks, that's what it is. If it said, if Don Lemon said it on CNN, it got to be true. You know, they just engross darkness, man.
Yeah.
You know, tune in Fox News and see what they saying. You know, me cut on the Nicki Minaj and Cardi B and all this shit, man. All these distractions, you know, and it's all to keep you in the dark, man. That's what it's all about. Read that again.
This is Job 24:13. They are those that rebel against the light.
Yeah, like you feminists, all right. You pro-black niggas out there, y'all rebel against the light. Okay, so the side niggas and the polites, you know, all them guys, man. You all rebel against the light. And if you uphold the society in any fashion, man, you really hate the truth, man. Because it's like it says in Hosea, man, there is no truth in this land, man. It's full of deception. Go ahead, bro.
14.
Yeah.
The murderer rising with the light killeth the poor and needy, and in the night is as a thief. The eye of the adulterer waiteth for the twilight, saying, no eye shall see me, and disguiseth his face.
Yep.
In the dark they dig through houses, which they have marked for themselves in the daytime. They know not the light. For the morning is to them even as the shadow of death.
Yo,
Yeah.
the morning, as soon as you wake up, it's just death outside, man. You about to get into some type of mischief, or you know, you don't know what's gonna come about, man.
You living on the edge.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, man. Especially for Jake ass, man. Cause you still under the curse too. You know, you got that your life shall hang in doubt spirit, you know. you gotta hope for the morning that you wake up and see another day. Jake gotta make it. I hope I make it to 21.
Yeah. That's
know?
a feat. That's like a feat in the so-called black
Yeah.
community.
You made it if you made it past 21, man.
Yeah.
And if you notice also with this generation, it seemed like they're determine how old you are. Like they consider certain ages as being old. Like in back in the day, like if you made it to like in your 70s, 80s, 90s, all right, you lived a full life. Right? He's old. You make it to 50, you like halfway there, but it's like you still young. But Jake today, like, man, that's super old. Man, you hit 30. Jake like, oh man, he old and flabby and shit. How you 30? How you 30 and you old? You consider old, but only in this society, man. You know,
You're 30 and you through. Yeah, you're 30 and you through, man. You've been eating all bad food,
man.
GMOs all goddamn time.
Bro.
Pork. Esau said, nah, pork is good.
Yeah.
They try to go, okay, I need to get my life together, I need to get my diet right. You go to
Yeah.
Esau, ask about the diet, and he tell you eat shrimp,
Yep.
eat, just all type of get crab, pork sandwiches and shit.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you can drink soda, just you just bring your consumption down from two liters to one liter, or you get diet. You know, so if you 30, you through, man. Your mind all messed up. You know, your body hurt. You got back pain.
All that MSG, GMO, flavor enhancers and shit.
Yeah, you sipping syrup.
Yeah.
You know, you on Perkies. So 30 is old, man. Or you can die. You can get shot by the cops. Get locked up. Baby mama drum. You get locked up. You know, get hit by a car. Esau come in, shoot up Popeyes. Esau, so it's like shit.
Yeah.
That's why you're supposed to come back to the Lord to actually escape all those judgments that are going to befall the planet Earth. You know, because the only ones that are going to actually be saved here in Babylon are the elect.
Right.
Everybody else, they're going to actually go through the plagues, the plagues of Egypt, which we're experiencing. The plagues of Egypt right now. The Most High said He's going to plague Egypt again. You know what I mean? So that's what's happened. That's why there's new STDs.
Yeah, super bugs.
Yeah, super bugs. There's a salmonella outbreak on Turkey.
Yeah, Turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
See? So it's just like it's literally plain.
You know, you about to have that so-called Thanksgiving dinner. You know, Jay gonna find a way around it though. Get some ham, nigga.
Now Esau just said the cook it to 190 degrees. I'm like, damn, he gonna still eat it?
Bro. Yeah. Jake's stupid.
Niggas love their birds, bro.
Precept on age. Sirach 18:9. The number of man's days at most are 100 years. And Psalms 90:10. The days of our years are 80 years and 10. And if by reason of strength they be 80 years, that's 80. Yet is their strength labor and sorrow, for it is soon cut off, and we fly away. Yeah, so that's, we're going back to Genesis the 6th chapter. The Lord said he won't strive with men no more. His spirit ain't gonna be with men no more. That's why, time going to its future, a human life is, cut short, man. It's cut short. Men back then was living, 900 years old.
Almost a full day.
Almost a full 1,000 years, man.
And I'll let you know the level of wickedness in comparison to back then. Because back then he cut the lifespan of man to 120 years. That's rare now. The Lord had to cut it even more. That means more wickedness had to have increased. More sin.
Right.
So if Jake is only making it to like in their 40s and dropping dead of cardiac arrest, cancer, all these different what they call so-called natural causes. That's because of the level of wickedness, man. You're not honoring the dietary laws. Putting whatever you want in your body. All that weed smoke, all those drugs you put in your body. That's why Jay ain't living past 45, 50, man. Your celebrities dropping dead. They ain't even living old, man.
See the old girl,
Puff,
Diddy-
Diddy's baby mama.
47.
47. She dropped dead.
Said she died of pneumonia. I think outside.
Yeah, right. Yeah, man. But that's, we in the shadow of death, man. Like, hey, the wages of sin is death. And wickedness has increased above that. Like he told Ezra, man, 2nd Ezra 5. Y'all got anything else? A few more precepts, wrap up.
I had one. It's 2nd Ezra 15 and 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hopeful works are fulfilled.
Man.
So that's like the brothers been going into. That's why so much chaos and calamities going on. Is because this wickedness just keep on increasing. So death is just going to keep increasing.
Yeah.
The Lord bringing even more judgment.
Oh, if you keep reading down there, the Lord goes into that. How he's not going to hold his mouth concerning the wickedness anymore. So that's why judgments are increasing. Because you would think that, okay, we were reading in Ecclesiastes 8 how because sins against the evil work is not executed speedily, the hearts of the Son of Man is fully set in them to do evil. Well, the Lord, he's like, hey, we have to end. Yeah. So your judgment's coming like this. Yeah. Judgments are coming like this, man. People, and it's not just like 1 or 2 deaths. It'd be like 30 people dead, 50 people dead, 100 people dead, 600 people missing. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Esau, that it's more numbers. He's gonna cut them numbers. He's gonna cut them numbers because why? Because it's gonna spark fear.
It started out at just 50 and jumped up to 600 now.
He even deflate the number of subscribers brothers be having, or the views the brothers when brothers watch live streams.
Yep. Unemployment rate. Trump said this is a booming economy. More people are catching more hell, man.
Yeah.
Stock market, the commodity prices,
yeah.
Price manipulation, price manipulation, man. That's what Esau do, man.
The unemployment rate, they don't even count the discouraged workers.
Right.
The ones who just stop looking for work because they can't find work. You don't even include them in the unemployment rate.
Right.
So yeah, this place is through, man. And the Lord, like he said, he would not hold his tongue as concerning the wickedness. everything that's happened is just a reciprocation of all the wickedness that
Mhm.
people are doing. That's all that's happening, man. You down that plow iniquity and sow wickedness, they reap the same, man. You know, so that's what it is, man. And our job is to come out here and warn Israel. Therefore, knowing the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. All right, we got to come out here and we got to warn you. We got to kick it to you straight, man. If you don't amend your ways to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Lord's going to kill you. You know, that's it. There's no other way to put it. Okay, we can't be PC. We ain't gonna keep it PC with you. You know, it tells you this. It tells he told Isaiah, you know, spare not, lift up your voice like a trumpet. You know, so that's what we do, man. But we do it to build you and to put that fear in you, so that you'll return to the Heavenly Father and fully repent, man. But only the elect is going to do it. The rest of you, you're blinded, and the Lord's he's going to get you. You'll come back on the other side, man.
You got to experience death by pain. This
Yeah,
is
by pain. You know. So, come, we can, you know,
wrap it up like these. I think 6 and 7, I believe.
Yeah. It's verse 7. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
Yeah, and that's the Akyam, man. You know, out there signing crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst. All right, hasten the day, brothers. You know, sending up, you know, curses and you know, hasten to get the hell up out of here, man. Cause we sick of this shit. We got to turn the cheek to all this wickedness, man. You know, but the Lord is, you know, he's you know, like we was talking on the app, you know. If brothers got the power right now, we probably offset prophecy, man. Because brothers will be, we'll immediately start moving, right? And just, you know, we get right to it. You know, with the Most High, you know, he's kind of holding it back right now because, you know, prophecy got to be fulfilled, you know. But, hey, you know, that's pretty much it. You know, Lord willing, you brothers that tuned in were edified. You know, shalom to all you brothers that, you know, tuned in. All right, we're going to give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash.
Y'all want to say the elder apostles, a great millstone, and shalom, wa barakatuh to the tabernacle of David, the hopeful elect. We're going to say shalom.
Shalom.